Hello, and welcome to this episode of Take the Food Advice. I'm Anjanette, and this is my husband. Can you tell him your name?
Paxton Harris.
Okay. And with this episode is going to be fun. We are doing an episode on love language. So you ask, what is love language? When it comes to understanding one another while dating, engaged, or married, it can feel as though you and your significant other may be speaking different, incompatible languages. And so for us, I've said that before because sometimes your way of showing love to someone is not their way of receiving that love. You can jump in anytime.
Wait, I'm listening.
Okay. Love languages are ways in which we express and receive love. There are 5 love languages. Can you tell us the 5 love languages?
Quality time, receiving gift, physical touch, act of service.
Okay, yeah. Words of affirmation as well.
Oh, worthless. I thought I said that.
And with these, people tend to predominantly speak in 1 or 2 of these love languages. When partners have different primary love languages, things can get kind of confusing. You may love each other and try earnestly to express it, but you simply are not speaking the same language. When you identify and speak your partner's primary love language, which we said can be 1 or 2, so we choose the 2 highest, you can enjoy a deeper and more loving relationship. Anything to add to that?
Well, love languages, it's the fact that it's about upbringing also. How you receive love as a child. Most of the time, that is basically how love is basically learned.
I agree with that 100%. A matter of fact, that was said in some of the research I did. It has a lot to do with, it says, what deeper info can we gather from our love languages? And it says, love languages relate to the love we did or did not receive, or think we did or did not receive from our primary caregivers in childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times it's what you wanted in childhood or what you lacked or how you expressed what's love to you. What's love to you may not be love to me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because my love might be, like I've said it before, my love might be me getting in there and because you love gumbo. So my love languages might be one morning to get up and to get up just to go and get the gumbo stuff and make you gumbo, just because I want to make you happy, and that's showing that I love you.
Okay, that's understandable. I mean, people gonna express love in different ways, and then you have some people that just can't express it at all. They don't have it to give, or they don't think they have to give because they have never, received or even, understand how do you love. They could be loving and not even know it,
Right.
But it's just a natural thing that, well, this is what we done as a kid, or this is what I done when I was on the streets, all kind of ways,
And one is not bad or worse than the other. My love language may not be bad because you don't understand it, and vice versa. It's just the way that I receive love. Like now, for me, this is a love language with you doing this with me, because I know you're not a social media person, camera person. So to me, this is a love language. I would say this is because you are going out your way, you're sacrificing for me.
No, this wasn't a sacrifice for you. This for to get the gumbo you was talking about.
Okay, he
So,
likes to joke.
and it would be, but that's what love is about. That's what love is about. When you step outside of your comfort zone or what you normally or your norm to satisfy your partner, it's something that he or she may like. That's part of love. When you step away from what you normally do and step over into to their environment or what they like, then that's love because you wouldn't do it for them unless you did have affection for them, unless you did love them. That's part of it. That's the part a lot of people just miss. I don't because they don't really know that's what this is about.
Where did the idea of love language come from? This idea started about 30 years ago. The concept of love language originated. You looking for your copy of this?
No, I'm just looking up.
Love languages originated from Dr. Gary Chapman's groundbreaking 1992 book titled The Five Love Languages, which sold over 13 million copies. I actually had bought that book. Dr. Chapman drew upon his experience as a marriage counselor. The concept became popular because it instills hope. It provides a framework for couples to talk about their preferences and to ensure that they are getting the love they want. That's a good idea because if you don't talk about it, you don't know. If you don't talk about it, you might think that person is selfish or that person wants too much, not knowing that that is actually that person's love language. What if the love languages are different? What are they? What if they're so different?
They can be. They can be. I mean, for sitting down and communicating about love language, it can work if the parties is willing to work at it. To sit down and communicate and tell each other about what you feel about how you love and how you perceive that they love, then that only works if you actually a person want to sacrifice, and it's actually one of the other things, not a sacrifice. If a person want to change from what they like into doing something that someone else like, and that's part of love. What we was talking about earlier, to get out of your norm and get into someone else's. I mean, you know, in our reality, uh, during your during your dating time, you do, or people do everything in their power to satisfy their partner.
You're talking about me.
No, I'm saying this is what happened in relationships. I mean, anybody that's watching this podcast will know themselves that you will do anything in your power to satisfy during a relationship. Then after the relationship, and then it started growing into the marriage and into the long time marriage and stuff, then things have a tendency to change if you don't implement something to go back to where you were in the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
You put your Sunday best on while you date.
Yes. Yes.
And then after the dating is over, you just put on your
Monday morning blues.
Right, your rag on your head and your pajamas.
Right. Right. And couples that have been in relationships for a very long time will tell you that you have to maintain a long relationship, you have to rekindle what you started in the beginning.
You have to make a conscious effort.
Yes.
It's work.
Right. You have to do that.
And sometimes your subconscious knows what it wants more than your conscious mind thinks it does. You might think you want something or you like something
until you start receiving it.
Right. And you'd be like, yeah, I don't think I like this.
Yeah, this is too much. This crowd me out now. That could happen.
It's a quiz that people can take for this, and I'll find that. I'll find the quiz and I'll put it in the description. When you take the quiz, it becomes clear that some things actually do make you feel more loved than others. For instance, your partner telling you that you are beautiful, which are words of affirmation, rather than your partner doing the laundry for you because they know you are swamped at work, which falls under the category of acts of service. We just talked about this last night. I wasn't lacking in my parents giving me affirmation or my siblings giving me affirmation. I did not lack in that. So it's nice to hear nice things. You're beautiful, you this, you that. It's nice, but that's I don't believe that's my love language. But if I'm tired and I done worked hard and I come home and you are doing the laundry, oh, I got a good name. That's my language of love. I'll be like, oh, because you went deeper. You went deeper than just saying words, she pretty, you're beautiful. You went deeper. You saw that I was tired and you took action because you wanted me to rest. That's love for me.
Well, that is love. When you see your significant other doing a lot of work and swamped basically, but the things that you can do to ease their burden or let them get some rest, kick their feet up, and kind of get this day off their back. I mean, that's love in anybody's language. In anybody's language, when you come in and relieve a person of stress, but just a lot of times, just ask a person how their day go and willing to sit there and listen. That's part of love language also, because you actually care enough to find out how did this day go, or what can I do to improve your day from this point, or improve your day tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Namely, to avoid, no, it says, why are love languages important to understand? And they are important to understand, namely, to avoid problems and flourish as a couple. Everyone gives and receives love differently. We tend to express love in the same way we prefer to experience it. So my love language, I give love like I want it to be given to me, but that don't mean that's that other person love language. You know, love language can go as far as not only with husband and wife, girlfriend and boyfriend, but it can go as far as child and parent, grandchild and parent. Like my love language with them is different than with you because with them, my love language is kiss, 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 hug, hug, hug. So, an affirmation, you're so smart, you're so pretty, you know, Layla, you're so beautiful. Y'all boys are so strong. So I give lots of affirmation with them. So love language is differ with different people because we all different and we all have our own.
Well, when it comes to grandkids, yeah, affirmation gonna be more so that way towards kids, grandkids, and stuff like that, because simple fact, you're trying to encourage them to do better, be better, and feel better about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's what goes on there.
Okay, so y'all, we took the test, the 5 love language quiz. Paxton and I took it. He doesn't know my love language. I didn't tell him.
But she went through mine.
I did it for him. That's my love language, y'all. So, but you did your own. You answered your own question. I just tallied them up.
Right.
So we're gonna go through our love language. We're not gonna read all this, but one thing we're gonna pick 2, our 2 highest, and then we're also gonna tell our lowest. and see if we are if we're like two opposite in love language or if we're close together. So what do you think? Do you think we're two opposites or we're close together?
I think we two opposite.
You
Because
do?
because not really, not really. I think we pretty close together. Uh it can go, I guess it can go either way. It can because you really don't know. Let's find out and see.
Okay, so go first, Paxton. What is your highest one?
My highest one is D, act of service.
Okay. And we'll read it in what act of service mean in a minute. And what is your next highest?
My next highest would be B, quality time.
So your love language is quality time and acts of service.
Right. Well, act of service, E came in close also. So yes,
Well, no, yeah, but the two highest is
yes.
quality
Quality
time and
time,
acts of service.
yes.
What is your lowest score?
Receiving gifts.
Words of affirmation.
No. 0.
Oh, you're right. So your lowest, sorry. So your lowest is receiving gifts
Right.
because on our love language is words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, physical touch.
Right.
So your top two is D.
My top two is D, active service,
and
B,
time.
quality time.
All right. And okay, so mine is my top
What's your top?
is acts of service.
Okay.
Do that surprise you?
Yeah, that's kind of surprising.
You think it is, but don't I go out my way to do stuff for the people I love?
Yeah, but see, you. Oh yes, that's right. That's right. Yes, that no, it wouldn't be out of course. Yes. Okay, I'm thinking in reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my next highest, well, actually, my highest is quality time. And then right next to quality time, my highest is active service. So are you shocked that we got the same one?
Yeah, that was shocking.
So we got the same love language.
That's shocking. Yeah.
That is something else, ain't it?
Yes.
So, and my lowest is words of affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, we talked about that. I don't need you saying you're beautiful, you're this, you're that, you're that. I don't need that. It's nice to hear, but my love language is quality time and acts of service. Because that's what I give.
Right.
So that's what I want. Because time you can't get back.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can't get that time back. So I love vacations or time with family. That's why I love Thanksgiving and Christmas because I love time with family. I love when we go on an RV and take trips together. You know, I would rather be with you, just you on a vacation, than a whole bunch of people, or either people I care about and love.
Right.
I don't want to take vacation just to take vacation and with strangers.
There's no vacation really.
Acts of service. So we're gonna tell you what our two mean. So quality time, we both scored high on quality time. It means a lot to both of us. So quality times means togetherness, not sitting in front of the TV together, but sitting together. Like we're doing this together. He did this for me because it's something that I wanted to do. So we're together doing this. Giving each other your total undivided attention. This means looking at each other. You like me to look at you when you're talking because you think I'm not listening when I'm not looking.
I
Because
mean, in conversation, I always find it better to look at someone. I mean, because to me, if I'm talking and you like, you mean, think about this. If you was talking to one of your kids about something and they wasn't looking at you, they was looking up against the wall or looking at whatever, what would your reaction would be?
look at me when I'm talking to you.
There you go.
Because you always say, you ain't hear a word I say. I'd be like, you said blah, 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 blah. I heard everything you said.
Right.
Okay. This means looking at each other, talking to each other, not at each other. The author of this book shows through example how couples can spend all kinds of time with each other and it not really be quality time and vice versa. Because you can just be together to be together and
Right.
not
Just be in the same room.
right, just be in the same room. Lots of couples live together, but they just passing through.
Mhm.
You know, they don't talk to each other, they don't know each other, they just passing through, going through life. Couples can spend small amounts of time together and it can be quality time. Yes, I believe that.
Mhm.
Whatever, just like when we go to church on Sunday, I enjoy that time. It's a short amount of time, but and then when after church, I'm ready just to chill on my time. Okay. Whatever the activity we choose, we need to give each other our full, undivided attention. The activity is a vehicle that creates the sense of together.
Mm.
I'm gonna do better with that because, and I've been trying to do better with that too.
You
Because,
have.
yeah, because sometimes I get in my own world.
You have. I got to admit that you have. You have made a real, uh, real hard effort to do it, even though it kind of hurts you to get there sometime because you be have 9 different other worlds going on at the same time.
Okay, next. Okay, our next one is acts of service. Acts such as cooking meals.
That's you.
That's me. When I get in that kitchen and cook, I'm loving it. I'm saying, ooh, I'm making this good 'cause I love him. Ooh, he's gonna love this.
Well, you do
This
that.
tastes so good. But I don't want you in the kitchen bother me.
You don't
Because I love on you. I love on you from a distance when I'm in the kitchen cooking.
Yeah.
Don't come in there messing. Don't come in there touching me. Don't come in there at that kitchen sink. Go wash your hand in the bathroom. Can you eat later? I'm cooking.
That's good.
Now, once I'm done and you sit at that table and you eat it and you love it and you enjoy it, I'm happy.
Yeah, you always come in and say what it's like. How you like that? Yeah.
That was my love language,
Hmm.
especially when I know it's good. Okay, setting the table, washing floors, clothes, dishes, mowing the lawn, fixing the plumbing. Yeah, like you, like when the snow and this cold came, you took care of us. I didn't have to do nothing. You went out there, you started the cars, you moved the cars, you put the insulation on the pipe. You put the plastic up to the window, made sure the cabinets was open. And see, I was paying attention to that because that's my same love language. Somebody else might say that's what you're supposed to do, but
Like your grand job.
Layla, that's all he did, Granny. But but I noticed that, and it meant a lot to me because that's my same love language. That means a lot. So, fixing the plumbing, etc., all are acts of service. The person performing these acts of service has to think about them, plan the time to do them, and put the effort into doing them. They do this to show that they care about you. Now, the author is talking about acts of service that someone does for you without you asking them. I didn't have to say nothing. Just like the other day, we was out, and when we had went to the accountant, and you said pull over because we needed some gas, and I just sat in the car, and you just got out and pumped the gas. I didn't have to ask you. You didn't even expect me to get out and go pump or pay for the gas. You just did it.
Right.
That's active love because that's my love language. Now, what if you would have been like, get out and pump this gas and pay for this gas? You the one decided to come over here. And then you was sitting in the car. You was sitting in the car while your wife was out pumping the gas. First of all, I would have been real mad. Second of all, I would have been embarrassed because I would have hated for people to come by and see me pumping gas in the cold and my husband or this man is in the car. But you see it, don't you?
Oh, you see a lot, but see, you can't just jump to the conclusion that the person is just sitting there. What if the person is handicapped? What if the person just came from the hospital?
Right.
I mean, but you think because you say, oh, look at that man, he just sitting there while she out pumping the gas. You don't know the situation that's going on with that.
You're right.
You don't know if she said, hey, let me do this. I need to get used to pumping his gas because you do it all the time, and I don't even know where the gas tank located. I want to do this by myself. So you never know. So you just can't draw conclusions on what's going on with another couple that is happening to at that time.
You're absolutely right.
But at the same time, you do have people that sit there and just let that go on.
Now, if something was wrong with you and I was out pumping gas and I felt like people was looking or judging, I probably would have been like, mind your business.
See? But you don't want them to say, mind your business at the same time you do it.
Right. We judge too much.
We judge too much. And that's one of the things with people with us, is the fact that we go out of our way each and every day to judge people like it's our job.
Mm-hmm.
We do this every day like it's my job to find fault in what this person is doing or not doing. Why I'm taking that responsibility on? Why don't I look back and see what I haven't done before I start trying to pass judgment on someone else, which I don't even know?
And they're not even bothering you.
Yeah, but
they're not even bothering me, so why do I care?
Exactly. So, but you do it. People does it like it's their job to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things people need to start thinking about. It's not my job to see faults in somebody else. It's my job to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do right. And hopefully they do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. You're right. Don't judge, Anjanette. Yeah. Okay. Now the author is talking about active service that someone does for you without you asking them to. The wife who keeps the house clean all the time, Layla. Granny, you always cooking and cleaning.
She did put that down hard.
The wife who keeps the house clean all the time and has dinner ready for her partner after a long day of work. The husband that mows the lawn every weekend to keep the yard looking nice for his family to be proud of. Yeah, so that's us. We got the same one.
I mean, we basically have our love language, as they want to call it, our job that we need doing to take care of the other, because we don't want that other party doing it because yeah, I guess the love language saying that this is mine and I'm gonna take care of this while you take care of this other.
But look, we can be mad at each other. We can been had a big argument, and if one is not feeling well, you need some lemon water, or you feel okay. You still in the bed. We're gonna still do that active service because you still love that person. So your love language is still to make sure that person is okay,
right.
And you still gonna take care of that person,
right?
No matter what. And the thing about that too, you know it. Mm-hmm. You know if you need me, I'm there. Right. I know it. I know I can make you so mad and then need you for something. And in my head, I'm saying, and he better do it. He gonna do it too. Watch, he gonna do it. And you do it, but I already know because that's our language of love.
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, that's what. Well, I guess what they call love language to me is just it's just a natural thing to do.
Right,
I mean, to me.
right. But somebody that don't have that love language of serving,
Mm-hmm.
somebody that don't have that, they will take advantage of that love language.
Right.
Because that's not their love language, so they don't understand it.
They may not even have love language.
Right. So they instead of they just take.
That's right. That's right. They don't have it. All they want to do is pulling it this way.
Yeah.
And but you don't see them want to push it this way. But then at that same note, you have a lot of people that pushes love that way, but never willing to accept it this way because they don't feel comfortable accepting. They rather give it. You know.
What was your lowest again?
My lowest was C. Receiving gifts.
Let me read that one. So you was low on receiving gifts.
I was 0.
And that is so true because I don't even be knowing what to get you for special occasions. I try to get you stuff that's unique because or either stuff that you need, like t-shirts or something.
Right.
Because you're not a big gift person. So I don't know what to get you. So let's read that. The giving of a gift is an outward sign that the person was thinking of you in some way. It is something that you can hold and touch that shows someone cared enough to think of you. To give a gift, the person giving the gift has to think about the person that they are giving the gift to. The gift is a symbol of that thought, and it doesn't matter the cost. It is the fact that they did think of you. Not just the thought of mine, but the fact that they took time to secure the gift for you that also matters.
Well, I mean, that's fine and then because when you're out and you have a partner or just someone you just love in general, you out and most people is in their own world doing whatever they want to do, and you pass by something and you say, like you out doing whatever you're doing, and you stop at that store and you come in and say, hey, come back and say, hey, I want you to come try these shirts on. Well, see, I have no problem with that. It's not something that I'm looking for.
Right. It's just not your love language,
Yeah.
but it's okay to receive gifts.
It's okay to see, yeah.
But see, you're not a big gift giver either. So because usually whatever your love language is, you give that and expect to receive it. But your love language is not gift, and you're not a gift giver, but you are a provider. And if I want something, then I just buy it and you pay for it. You see what I'm saying? Because there's lots of things that I've seen that I wanted. So I just get it and I put it on your tab. You pay for it. So it's actually you still giving me a gift, but as far as you going out looking to buy me a gift, unless I tell you exactly what I want, like when I had told you, I showed you the exact boots I wanted, and you went ahead and ordered them for me, or whatever.
I mean, that's because you never know when it comes to women, and I know that it's and you give them gifts. I know they'd be appreciative of the gifts, in a sense. But if it's actually something they don't want, they won't say. Oh, most women won't say, "Oh, I don't want this." They'll take it in, but inside they say, "Oh, why did he get this? I don't even like it."
Yeah.
So why go and get something for somebody when you can let them do it for themselves and just,
I actually do like
satisfied.
that because even if I say I want something, if I say I want a pool, you get the pool. If I say I want a room, you do the. So them is actually gifts, but you like to give people stuff that
they can use.
Yes.
Not something I want, just something they can use.
Not something you would buy and there put in a drawer.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and my lowest one, that was one of my lowest ones, but my lowest of all, because you got a 0 on that. And I got my lowest is words of affirmation. I actually got a 1 on that. And it says verbal compliments, words of appreciation, encouraging words. You know, I always say, I don't care what nobody think about me. Or I don't need the words because if your words uplift me, I feel like your words can bring me down. You know, if one day if one day you say I'm beautiful, and then the next day say I gained weight or I got a scar or whatever, then the next day you say you're not beautiful no more. So I don't give people that power. Encouraging words, kind words, and humble words are all ways to show love using verbal communication. One of the deepest needs in many people is the need to feel appreciated. Words of affirmation will meet this need for many people. The book gives several examples on how others have used words of affirmation to change their failing relationships. This book talks about the fact that a lot of people who have more potential than they will ever know, and that in some case what holds them back is the lack of encouragement. Yeah, because some people never get that, so they need that.
Yes.
They never was told you can do anything you want to do.
Well, like you talking about with those grandkids.
Yeah,
That's reinforcing them on every day to make them achieve better, building their confidence up. Because I mean, words of affirmation, I see it. It's okay. It's okay. I scored real low on it also. It's okay, but until you get the other one, the act of service, you can say anything to a person. But until you show the service, you don't mean nothing.
Just like the affirmation part. When you told Poppy, when Poppy said he was gonna get a job when he gets grown, and you told him, what did you tell him?
I said, why go and get a job working for someone else when you have people?
You can make a job.
Yes, make a job for everyone.
Weeks later, I heard him telling his mom the same thing. When she asked what he wanted to be, he said, I'm be my own boss.
Yes.
I'm make my own job. And I'm hire my sister. I'm gonna take care of you and I'm gonna take care of Granny. But those words of affirmation do mean a lot. And see, Poppy is getting that now. And all these kids, all the grandkids is getting
that's what you feed them at their young age. To grow. They have to grow in it. So because this world we live in is mean. And if you don't enforce your kids up high enough to be strong on their own, this world will tear them down when they get there. They will tear them down. But you also got to teach them to be, the same with everybody.
Anything you want to add?
No. Nothing I can think of I can add. I mean, it says it all. I mean, I guess I scored pretty good.
Yeah, and it's something that we scored alike, but I want to read, it was one more left. Physical touch. We just was like medium. Both of us kind of was medium. E.
7. I got 7.
Yeah, and I got 5 on physical touch. So it wasn't our top 2, but it was kind of important.
Physical touch was there because for me to be high at physical touch is the fact that by this quiz, the other one wasn't a good choice.
Yeah.
I mean, like physical touch or affirmation. Well, okay, I don't need affirmation. I don't need gifts. I don't need all this stuff. So yeah, I guess that'd be fine.
So I'm going to read physical touch. We have always known that we have 5 senses: sight, hearing, taste, smell, and touch. Of these 5 senses, touch is very different from the rest. Sight is through our eyes, hearing is through our ears, taste is through our tongue, but touch is not limited to our fingers. We have tiny tactile receptors all over our body. When these receptors are touched or pressed, nerves carry impulses to the brain, and the brain interprets these impulses. It could be pain or pleasure, hot or cold, hard or soft, loving or not. Touch can make or break a relationship, show love or hate. And for those who love languages touch, it can speak 10 times louder than any words you may use.
That's true.
And both of us scored kind of high on touch because it is important. What if I never touched you? You never touched me. Even sitting here talking to you, you know. And it's only I don't let anybody just touch me, or because I don't want anybody in my space. So the people that I do love and do touch me, I do appreciate it and love it. The hugs and the touches and the holding hands and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, you think of the church. Okay, let's go for let's say an act of service. You go cook a great meal or do whatever you do, and while you sitting there just thinking about something else, your spouse or significant other, or whatever, come by and kiss you or rub your head and say, "That was great." See, you weren't looking for it, but after you receive it, it feels great. You know. So yeah, it's very important to touch.
Okay, so because Shauna always would want that food advice. What would be your food advice on this episode?
Food's advice. A food's advice would be to take consideration of other people's feelings above your own, because you know how you feel. But you have to know how another person feels. Because in the sense that if it's something that you wouldn't like in this relationship, meaning that chances are the other person, because look at our scores. Our scores pretty much the same in the same thing. But looking at us, we couldn't tell it. So yeah, consideration of others.
Yeah. Okay, my food advice. I seen it on the paper I was reading. I said that is good. That's good advice. So I'm gonna just read that if I can find it. I've seen it somewhere. Okay. Well, I might have lost it, y'all. So,
What was it, Jay?
Hold on one second. Filling the time, Paxton.
Well, I mean, you want me to fill in this time? Well, on our next episode, when I'm back again, I'll inform you of that quality time, of that act of service about my gumbo, because that was something I'm gonna keep.
I found it.
I'm gonna keep.
I found it.
See, she wanted me out of this.
Okay, the book talks about individuals mess up every new day with yesterday by insisting on bringing the failures of yesterday into today, and doing so pollute a potentially wonderful day. And I would say, pertaining to this, don't harp on what happened yesterday. If God blesses you with a new day with your spouse, then let go of yesterday's argument. Let go of the past, because you're gonna mess it up. You're gonna mess today up with that, and possibly you can mess up the whole marriage, and possibly lead you to divorce if you hold on to something that was said or done in anger, the heat of the moment, yesterday, last week, last year, 10 years ago, and now you can't get it back. You can't get that relationship back because you ruined it dwelling on the past. That's
Yes.
my fool's advice.
Right.
So thank you guys for joining us.
The Bible speaking in that, he tells you leave what's in the past, because the simple fact, he don't want you to bring in problems today, which you had yesterday.
Mhm.
The whole purpose of that, of a fool's advice, is that you got to always be willing to forgive in order to receive the forgiveness.
Mhm. Another great episode. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Paxton. You'll be back, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
All right. And in the words of my dear brother, Shalom.